This is Transworlds96 here with another video review. This time I'm going to be talking about some newly shown images for the new Hot Toys figure of Ant-Man from Captain America Civil War. So this was very exciting. And it has really, this is one that I'm not sure about. Personally, just as far as the Ant-Man suits go, I really do like the suit from the first Ant-Man movie. I thought it was very cool. I liked it a lot. But when the Civil War one was first shown, that we first saw some images of it, I was really quite taken back. I think I might be the only person, but I absolutely love the Civil War costume. I think that the head helmet sculpt is much better. Although the Ant-Man movie one was cool, it was very rounded, which, gave him an odd look, almost like a head actually couldn't fit in it. It didn't seem like a human head was in it almost. And maybe that was just me, but that was kind of always the impression that I got from it. I like this helmet a lot more though. It's a lot more slick and stylish and just looks pretty neat. The costume itself is more clean cut and there's more direct colors in it, which I really do like. Instead of the other costume had some more kind of like black with like, red with like a black outline to it. I like this more streamlined type of look. I think it looks quite nice. So I've always really liked the Civil War costume a lot. It was much cooler than I expected it to be, and I was quite surprised how much I liked it. So when the images for the figure went up, I was really, kind of in a bad place trying to decide what to do because I really do love this costume a lot. As you can see, it does look quite nice. It really does just look exactly like the one from the movie. There's not too much to talk about with it. It looks like one thing that's kind of nice is with Ant-Man, his costume isn't super skin tight. There is some baggy areas in it, which means that he'll have decent articulation. Considering his suit has a little bit more leeway than some of the other Avengers suits do. So I think that the articulation will be quite nice. I really love the metallic silver that they've gone with for the helmet. I think that looks quite nice, and the figure itself looks excellent. Talking about the Paul Rudd head sculpt for a second. Alright, so this is an area of controversy for sure. When I first saw this, I really did think that it looked like Ben Affleck, and then it was funny to go read the comments where everybody else seemed to completely agree. Everybody really sees Ben Affleck in the sculpt, and I certainly do. It's not great. You can see Paul Rudd, but obviously having another actor, which this head sculpt also looks like, is very strange as well. It would be funny to see this in a custom, with a Batman figure. That would be pretty neat. So I'm not too impressed with this head sculpt. I think that it's not very good. But like I said, I love the helmet, so I don't really care, considering the helmet is what I like the most about this new suit. So why wouldn't I display with the helmet, of course? So this is obviously one big downfall that a lot of people have. But for me, it doesn't bother me because I would have never used it as the way I displayed it anyway, because I like the head sculpt a lot. Going over what it comes with, obviously you get the figure, you get the head sculpt, which I just talked about, a standard Civil War base. You're going to get a mini Ant-Man figure. It looks like there's some decent detail on it, but it's extremely small. It's in a very strange pose. I don't understand, is his hands on his hips? It's hard to tell. And not to mention, if you look at the arms, they're way too long. Way too long. Like, when those things stretch out, they're going to be, down to his knees. His hands will be. I'm not a big fan of that little small Ant-Man. I don't think it looks very good. And then he gets some hands. Very basic hands. You've got a pair of fists, pair of relaxed palms, and then a pair of, clenching hands. Would be nice to get a little bit more expressive ones, maybe like a flat one if you want to put his hand flat on the floor, like he's doing kind of almost like the Iron Man landing pose, that type of thing. But it does look quite nice. Nothing to do anything Giant Man about him. He is in scale with the others, so this is Ant-Man when he's not Giant Man. It'll be interesting to see if they do make a 1:4 scale Ant-Man and call him Giant Man. That would be pretty interesting. Something that I'm not going to get just because it would be out of scale for my other stuff, even if it was in scale, basically. It would just look strange if I posed Giant Man with the rest of the Avengers, considering, he'll look so weird with them. But really do like this sculpt. sculpt overall, and it is on sale for $235, which is the exact same price as the older older Ant-Man. So yeah, so the older Ant-Man is about to ship for me. I think that it'll ship in a couple weeks. So I'm really trying to decide what to do. I don't know what to do because I like both of the costumes. I think I like this one a little bit more, but then I have to wait so much longer to get it, as well as, this obviously this isn't like an iconic Ant-Man movie or anything like that. So, it would suck to get this and then for his part in this movie to be very minor, and then he has an even cooler costume for Ant-Man too, because then even if there are cooler costumes and I have one of the older films, like with my Avengers Captain America. I have the first Avengers Captain America, and although his newer costumes are a little bit more interesting, I think I still like mine most because it's from a classic film. It's from the first Avengers, But with this, obviously, this would be his small part in this movie. So if there are cooler designs, I will be quite disappointed that I have this one. So I can't decide what to do. I'm either going to cancel my first Ant-Man and pre-order this one, or I'm going to get the first Ant-Man and try to just not get this one, or I'm just going to get them both. I haven't decided. I really don't like buying two of the core Avengers figures because there's no reason to spend the extra money when there's so many other figures that I definitely need to buy. So I don't like to waste money on Hot Toys, considering there's so many that I would consider must-haves. So it really is hard to make the decision. I've seen a lot of people seem to like the first Ant-Man costume better than this one. I'm a part of the few that likes this new one better, I think. However, I still do like the first one too, so I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I'm still thinking about it, and it is quite a difficult decision. I'll be very interested to see what I end up choosing, and this one's scheduled to come out in October. Pretty decent, time period. Obviously, Hot Toys has really gotten their act together with how they release figures, with having their scheduled release dates to be now really not too far away, only like 7 months. They used to be like 12 months, so it is exciting that we don't have to wait as long anymore for figures from Hot Toys. So there you go. That's my thoughts on this newly shown Ant-Man figure from Civil War. Very torn on what to do about this, but I'll make a decision soon, and you guys will basically know my decision if you'll see a review of the first Ant-Man or not, so we'll have to see. Alright, thanks so much for watching, and let me know what you guys think of this new Ant-Man figure.